All right. Test.
Test.
Call it again?
Convincing idiots.
Convincing idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Convincing idiots in 5, 4, 3.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean. They say that I'm the Zennial.
I'm Brian Gen X.
And I am your millennial. My name is Nicholas. And if this is your first time, oh, that's so sweet. If this is your first time joining us, we are three friends from three different generations, as we just stated. We get together weekly and talk about all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics. So if you're here and you found us, congratulations, you found the place to be. If you would like to find the place to be on all of the social media accounts in which we are on, you can find links to those social media accounts on the Convincing Idiots link tree. So Google Convincing Idiots, LINKTREE link tree, and there it's going to have links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our YouTube page, our email address is on there, all the places that you can listen to our podcast, and much, much more. As well as our website that you can go to, that is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. Similar information is there for you, as well as ways that you can help out the show and get to know a little bit about us. So we encourage you to come learn about us. Come click on our page. Come click on whatever you want. We are here to be clicked on. So we are together this week. Gentlemen, everyone is in the spirit. We were coming close to an MLB lot. Well, there was
Baseball's
a lockout.
back, baby.
There was a lockout.
right.
There was.
Spring training games are underway, so everybody's feeling festive. We've got our teams repping here.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's pumped. Everybody's feeling good. I don't even know. Was baseball?
Put my Reds hat on. I'm fired up.
There you go. There you go. It was, I don't know what, because I was not here last week, but was the lockout over the last time we all three recorded? Was it over 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
No, not 2 weeks ago. No.
Last
Right.
week it was.
Yeah, last week.
Last week
I was-
it did,
2 weeks
yeah.
ago. So yeah. So we did one previous episode where we touched on the lockout a little bit.
Right.
But that I don't think we all three have been together since
No.
everything's been fully.
I mean, we're in
systems go.
trouble though. We're in trouble though, because one of the selling points is when you left the podcast. That's when baseball got back going. So I think you were part of the negotiation.
Okay, yeah, right, yeah,
So you coming back, I don't know what this means for baseball, to be honest.
yeah. Well, I had to do my part. I actually was needed last week to be involved in the final negotiations. Well, that wouldn't make sense.
Oh, good.
By then, but I was tying up some loose ends. Loose ends.
Well, sure.
Very good.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got
Very good.
to do what you got to do.
So
We need some
while
of
I was,
those, international podcast guys.
that's right.
Mhm,
We can, let's get the Podlander. We can't get him. We might be able to get the
Yeah.
little one though, the young guy. That we can get him on
Mhm.
there. He's
Right.
not doing as much. We can get him. The Podlander
Yeah,
is pretty busy. He's got multiple podcasts. And
That's
the whole
right.
thing.
Did they mention me?
They were like, let's see if we can get them both. And I was like, Dean's a busy guy. He's
no,
probably
I'm not
can't-
busy. I could have done it. I got time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they knew
Yeah,
I was currently laid off from my son's media empire, so I was
Okay.
laid off from the YouTube and
Okay.
podcasting. So
Well, that
that's
makes
why I
sense.
was free.
Sure.
So that's why they
Sure.
went after me.
Now,
Yeah, I
did
think
you
they
make
heard
sure
that
you told them?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to ask, did you make sure you tell them that there is no crying in podcasts?
I did not say that.
Okay,
Because
okay.
there's lots of crying in podcasts. So much crying.
It's a baseball reference.
Oh, I know.
Trying to
I haven't seen
trying
that
to
movie, but I know that
incorporate this.
It's a thing, right?
All right.
Okay. So anyway, since I have been gone, how have you gentlemen been? Brian, what have you been up to? How was your week? Please fill in the podcast listeners what you've been up to since you last spoke to them.
Thank you.
He doesn't remember because he's been drunk.
The entire time.
No, I think they heard the mini-sode Take Me Out to the Lockout, and they heard Nick saying that baseball is just not bringing in younger fans. So that's how you got the inside.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, to help out with the lockout there. So, yeah, since we last shot, it was St. Patrick's Day week. Dean and I shot last episode, and we got together.
And then we did shots.
That's right. So
Shots.
Dean and I and the lovely Megan and father-in-law, not father-in-law, stepdad Mike, which is still strange. I got to get my head around that. Yeah, great time. Went out to Medina, Ohio for St. Patrick's Day, and it was
I have a question.
Beautiful day. Yes, please.
Needs to be answered. Is Mike older or younger than you?
Yeah, I'll let you guess.
We actually, this was part of the conversation.
Was it?
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
talked
say
about
Mike is younger by like maybe 2 years.
That's
We'll say.
exactly correct.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at you.
Wow, fuck yeah.
The Swami over here.
Yeah.
It was a perfect weather day. It was like 70 degrees and sunny.
It's beautiful. I wore my
Great day.
kilt.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was a good day to wear a kilt.
It was good kilt wearing weather, I tell you that.
Yep. Sure was. Then saw some other friends on Friday, and then went out with Dean and Megan again Saturday. Had a great time. Local brewery, Brighton Brewery over in Copley that Nick had recommended. And Dean had been there before, but I had not. So had a few beers there. It was decent. And then Sunday I took Mom to a local winery, Bent Ladder Winery over outside Doylestown, Ohio, if you're from this area, just outside Barberton. And great winery, beautiful place, good wine, good service. So if you're in this area and looking for a different winery you haven't checked out before, go check them out there on Facebook, etc. So great weekend full of booze and friends, which is terrific.
Yeah, the boobs were great.
And sure, that too.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Dean, how are you?
It's my turn.
Yes, Dean, what have you been doing?
Well, that's the thing is I don't know if I need to go because I spent it with
Dean did it
Brian.
with Brian.
And
There
You
you
guys
go.
been
he just
together the whole
explained it.
time. Yeah.
Although
That's
I
right.
did get a new car.
Nice.
Yes. That's right.
I did have a Ford F-150, and last week I put $50 in the tank, and it went up a quarter of a tank. So that was
A quarter? Jesus.
So I tapped out. I contacted a fellow I knew that worked at a car dealership and got the ball rolling. And now I am the proud owner of a 2018 Toyota Yaris IA.
Nice. Welcome
Newest
to the Toyota gang.
It is, man. It rides nice. It's got 4 doors, but it's sporty. It's got the whole bells and whistles with the touch, the navigation screen and everything all in, radio, everything all in one shot. Backup cameras, and, I'm not like I said, this is the newest car I've ever driven, so I'm pretty happy. A lot lower to the ground than I'm used to, but I'm used to getting down there and going low. So that's about it for me. Nicholas, please let us know what you have been doing over the past 2 weeks We missed you.
I don't even know what I did the week before. 2 weeks. I don't know.
All right, then don't tell us about that. If you don't.
This week, I also went to Brighton Brewing. I was there on Friday night. Big fan of that place.
I mean, not with us, but you know.
No. That's unnecessary.
When he takes a week off from the podcast, he takes.
I want a week off. Yeah, I don't.
You don't even want to fucking associate.
You think I want time
Mm-hmm.
away from the 2 listeners? One of them, which is my mom. Like, I need a break from you guys for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, Brighton on Friday. That was nice. Good time. Like it out there. Saturday, what did we do Saturday? I don't know. We did stuff.
Go to Medina. Like did you go to like all the bars in Medina?
I did go to Medina. I went to Medina on Sunday. Yeah, I was in Medina.
He's gonna do all the stuff we did. He just doesn't want to do them at the same time.
Just separately. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you guys were doing stuff in Medina.
St. Patrick's Day. We told you about that. We invited you.
Oh yeah, but that was during my week off. I'm not doing that. But Sunday I ran into Brian's daughter Peyton and her
hopefully a tree.
Joey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yeah. Good to see them. Very nice. I was there with the boys. They had a Sweets and Geeks out in Medina, which we plugged before. We've all been there. Candy, pop, and nerd culture things. Lots of fun stuff. They had a Nickelodeon animation day on Sunday. Which was nice. It's basically the run. It was what it usually is. I think they had a certain percentage off on Nickelodeon items, and then SpongeBob and Patrick were there. I don't know if either of you saw my Instagram post. The SpongeBob was a little unsettling.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't get a picture of the Patrick.
I wish you would have. That's what I would have wanted the picture with.
The Patrick, because Patrick, for everyone who's familiar, which is everyone on the planet by this point, Patrick is a starfish and kind of chubby, so a chubby starfish. Well, the suit doesn't really lend it.
That's how I'm described a lot, actually.
The suit they had just had human arms sticking out. So when his arms were at his side, he kind of looked like a big pink egg with a belly button. But
again, I've been described.
So, but yeah, no, it was cool. The kids liked it and stuff like that. We went out there and, of course, got some candy, got some toys, spent too much money, all that good stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, it was cool. It was a good time. Always enjoy going out there. So, yeah, that was about it. And then that was pretty much it for me. That was a wrap for me. I'm just gearing up now for getting my dog's little nards lobbed off. So that's coming up this week on Thursday. So, big stuff coming for him. Feel bad I got to do it, but it's time. It's actually past time.
This is awkward. But I know you think that's what's going to happen because Robin told you that, but her nickname for you is Little Dog. So
Little Dog, Little Dog Nards is my actual.
Guess what's going to happen to you? Sorry, bud. They've been in her purse for a while. It's time for them to go.
It's time to just let them go. Either turn them into a keychain or just toss them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to bronze them and make earrings out of them.
I don't know, Dean. Pretty big for earrings, right? They're a little big for earrings.
No, not at all.
Little danglies.
Yeah, actually, they can be. They don't even have to dangle. They can be like little pearls right up against the earlobe there.
Yeah. Well, in any event, I'm sad to see such a magnificent fuzzy pair of grapes go, but it is time. They gotta go. He won't stop fucking my 6-year-old's leg every time I turn around. So it's time. So there we go. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Well, that it's well, we did honestly miss you.
Well, that's thank you.
The show isn't the
too. I guess
same.
I'll say
it's better, but not the same. But we move on. We move on and move forward, right?
Or at least laterally, maybe. I don't know if forward's the word you want, but we're moving.
Right.
We're in motion. We're laterally moving.
Laterally moving
along with me.
All right, so boys, anything in pop culture? I mean, did any of you watch anything to mention to give your idiot review or anything?
Nick, go ahead. You mentioned a couple things.
Yeah, I've got quite a few, but I don't know. Did you, Dean, touch on the new Disney Pixar film Turning Red?
I watched it, but I did not because it wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, it was a kids
Okay.
movie, and
Okay. So yeah,
it was out of all of the. I'll say this real quick for it.
Yeah.
Out of, as in stupid kids movies where they sing and shit, it wasn't as bad as some of the other horseshit ones. So yeah.
Okay.
It was better than that Encanto shit.
Okay. Well, Encanto is. I think you're on the minority side of that. I actually heard We Don't Talk About Bruno on WKDD yesterday on my lunch break. They're playing songs on
Did you
top
just
40 radio stations.
So what you're telling me is you don't like minorities. Is that what you just told me?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I don't
didn't
like
know.
you because you're a minority in this situation. That's not why.
Oh, okay.
I just think that you're in the minority of not liking Encanto. Because
Okay, I just wanted to
wildly
clarify that up.
popular.
I didn't want anybody to mix up what you had said and take it out of context.
Yes. But no, I watched Turning Red. I was really excited to see this movie. It was probably about a year ago when everybody, I being a Toronto sports fan, I listened to a lot of, Toronto radio and TV and stuff like that. So it's they were excited that this film takes place in Toronto, and it wasn't even like, oh, it kind of looks like Toronto, like they're in Toronto, and it's mentioned a lot. So there's a lot of cool little sports references. All the teams were at some point or another, mentioned in some capacity or another, or referenced. So that was cool. It was a fine movie. I saw a lot of people. Spoiler alert: if you've not heard about this movie already, one of the central, I don't know if it's a theme of the movie, but there are parallels to a certain thing that happens in a young woman's life when they become a woman. You're talking about the
bleeding out of the vagina?
That's the one.
Okay.
They believe that this is happening to the young girl. I mean, they don't say the word period at any point or anything like that. They just say it's at that time and whatever. But I felt like it was one of those things. Now I can't speak because I was talking about it with Megan actually weekend before last, and I'm like, I'm not the parent of a daughter.
Oh, you'll talk to her.
Well, yeah, she's
but
fine.
not us.
But it wasn't anything that I felt like it was something that kind of flew under the radar, to where, like, if you have a kid that's of that age that's going to ask the question about it, maybe it's a good opening to talk about something like this that otherwise you might have felt maybe a little uncomfortable or whatever. And for a lot of little kids, like, it's they're not even going to pick up on it at all.
I honestly didn't.
I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. I mean, when they were doing that, I remember going like, it's kind of funny that they're like bringing that up in a Disney movie. That, like,
I get it,
like,
not what you say it.
And she brings the girl's pads to school and embarrasses her and stuff. I mean,
Sure.
There's things like that happening. But yeah, it's I don't know. It was good. It was fine. It was
Now,
it wasn't like Luca. I didn't think it was like incredible or like Zootopia or anything like that. It was good. I enjoyed it, and the kids loved it, and I've seen it actually like 3 or 4 times now. But
now, given that the family, the main character family, was a minority, did that upset you?
It did not.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I don't like the way you're trying to turn your narrative around on me. I don't like that.
I don't get what you're saying.
That's not a thing. We're not doing this with Nick. Okay?
No.
I'm a part of the woke generation. We don't. That's not a thing.
Okay. I didn't say.
I actually didn't even know. I didn't even notice that the family in the movie was minority at all.
Okay.
So
Well, that's good. It's very woke of you.
Yes, it is. What else did I see? What else?
Well,
I don't know. Go around the table. I'll think of something.
Well, as a father of a daughter myself, so I think it's cool that they touch on something that as a young person might feel kind of strange about. You don't really. I remember with my daughter, it was not really anything that she spoke to me about. It was more her mom handled that part of it, but Dad kept stuff at the house, So and she wasn't afraid to say, "Hey, I need you to run to the store and get stuff that I need," and I would do it. I wasn't hung up about it. She could talk to me freely about it, and it was just there, and that was it. It's just all part of life and growing up and all that stuff. So if you have something there that might make it a little easier on a young girl going through that stage of life, then I think it's terrific.
When you really think about it, it's super weird that it's uncomfortable that like it's a I guess it's the same way we look at like farts, where like in certain settings you shouldn't fart and you shouldn't like, you know what I mean? Like I guess it's
that's dumb.
an extension of that, but it's like it's so dumb. Like every fucking buddy does it. Like every single person does it. And I
Not
mean,
Robin.
in this case,
Robin doesn't fart.
it's right. Robin is a bit of a ninja at keeping them in. I will give her that, but it's not like it's never happened. I
All right.
stand witness here today as a testament that it has happened in my presence.
It's weird that the first time you bring this up is on a podcast.
She'd love it. She'd love to know that I think this is going to make her feel more comfortable with it in the future.
Sure, and then she's going to be walking around now asking you to pull her finger.
Just letting it go. Let her rip.
That makes sense.
Let her rip.
Good luck to you, son.
So, what have you guys seen?
Nothing.
I've been hooked on that new series I mentioned already, but Winning Time: The Rise of the Lakers on HBO Max.
Yeah,
with John C. Reilly playing Dr. Jerry Buss, who bought the Lakers in '79 and drafted Magic Johnson and built a dynasty. It's a good blend of comedy and it's a realistic take on the story. So it's 3 episodes.
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. New episodes drop every Sunday evening, hour long each. There are 3 episodes in. Great. I just love it. So I think it's well acted, well written, a lot of fun. And I like those type of stories anywhere where you see, the ownership or whomever just struggling initially to try to build something, whatever that is. You're trying to get a business going. You're trying to get a movie going. You're trying to get this sports team going. So if you like that type of theme, you'll enjoy this series. So check that out. Winning Time: Rise of the Lakers.
Nice. I'm gonna
Nice.
have to watch that.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to that. We've already said it on the show, but yeah, I saw that trailer during the Super Bowl commercials, and that was pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to watching that. What else? I finished up finally I finished up the Genius trilogy as well on Netflix. That was the Kanye West 3-part, and
okay.
I'll tell you what, man, it is interesting. I mean, again, I don't know, if you're somebody that like really hates them and is just not having it, like, you're not going to watch it, don't bother. But just as a documentary standpoint, I mean, I don't know if it's just me being partial because I am such a fan of his, but kind of the fact that they've got all this footage that has followed him for all this time, literally through his career. I mean, from the beginning of trying to make it, and then episode 2 focuses more on what happens after that first album and the come up from there, and then that whole last episode is just about how the filmmaker and his relationship really, as he got bigger, and there's some good insight, and in no way am I ever gonna try to make any excuses for Kanye's behavior, the things that he does, but it's really interesting to get that side of it, to get kind of a different perspective on things, and maybe witness what types of things has happened that kind of have made him the way he is now. Pretty interesting, but yeah, it is. It's long. It's a lot of. I mean, each episode's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So
I like that
like 6
idea.
hours. Yeah,
I like that idea of being from like the beginning of his career, and like he filmed everything. So
right.
To now, it's kind of like, you guys ever hear about that movie? I've never seen it, but there's a movie about, I think it's called About a Boy, where they filmed this.
Right.
They literally filmed this kid for 10 years. Like, where they kept coming back every year or whatever and doing shots in the movie. It took 10 years to make this movie. Like they started
Avatar.
when the kid. Yeah, no, but it was on purpose.
Yes,
like they started when this kid was 10, and they just.
I mean, Avatar
back.
was very purposeful, though. James Cameron did Avatar on purpose.
Actually, that trailer, I guess, is supposed to drop on the beginning of Multiverse of Madness.
The new Avatar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen the first one, so I can't really
say. Nice try getting me to go see it, but I don't know if there's something that's close. It might be an Avatar 2 trailer. I don't know.
Well, the only thing I really seen, guys, was I am 1 episode away from finishing the Ham and Tommy Lee show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at first I wasn't sure, like, is this a comedy? Is it a drama? Is it a is it spoofing? I wasn't exactly sure. But as it kept going, everybody is doing a great job. The acting and the writing, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best. I mean, it's not Shakespeare, but the acting's really good. I like Sebastian Stan. I mean, he is. There's another movie they kept showing a preview for on Hulu for.
He's like something. He's like a creepy guy or something.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's about, but I want to watch it. Like, given this and the weird trailer, I'm down for it. So,
sure.
But yeah, I'll give a little more further next week when we finish it. But that's really the only thing. I've been just working and buying new cars and putting gold bars in the walls and
doing
money in the
shit.
back. Well, of course, you got to when you're a national or international podcast celebrity like myself, you're going to you're just going to be out there doing bougie shit.
Right.
Like burying buckets of cash in the back, or even getting fucking premium insurance with Blake Insurance.
That's the most baller move of all.
It really is. Because I tell you, Blake Insurance, oh man, let me tell you, Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located right here in Barberton, Ohio. Let me tell you, they provide auto, home, renters, business, life insurance with honesty, decency, and affordability. Erie Insurance is above all else in service. You want to call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today.
All right.
And when you do, tell them.
Go ahead.
When you do, tell them that the Boys of Summer, the Convincing Idiots podcast, sent you.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you winded right now?
Huh?
Are you winded right now?
I did kind of wind myself reading that one. I was getting excited. I got into it. I'm like, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I'm going to mention, by the way, you mentioned the global podcast here, and we had a new country pop up in our analytics, right? So on this podcast and the other, it came from Gen X that we do as well. So
they're Podlander fans. They're following you wherever you go.
I don't know about that, but it might be one listen. It might be a half listen. I don't know. But Russia we did get a listen in Russia. So we don't know if it's somebody listened to a full episode or if you're listening again or whatever it is. But if you're someone out there in Russia who obviously is a lot of turmoil between Russia and Ukraine, needless to say. So maybe you're a person out there who's afraid and against your government, who it is, or maybe we're a slight distraction for an episode or something like that. But if you're out there and just trying to get by right now,
or if you're not really even into podcasts and or if you're not really into politics and you don't know what's going on, you just like to listen to kick-ass podcasts, welcome.
Yeah, that could be too.
Right.
That could be too. So, yep. So
enjoy the ride.
Our hearts are with everybody out there in Russia and Ukraine who's just going through this while the governments go through we're not a political show, but it's just a terrible time right now. That's that part of the world, needless to say. So that's it.
Absolutely.
To call that out. So, Nick, did you see anything else, sir? Anything else you wish to call out or anything?
Don't know. I think probably I'll think of it later or something, but I'll throw it in another podcast. I'll throw it in a week when I didn't see anything. So we'll pepper it in. Keep you guys entertained.
I'm left in suspense.
Well, before we get, this is a baseball themed episode, certainly, but we did have some huge news in the world of sports and pop culture in the Cleveland area. So we would be remiss if we did not mention this past weekend the Cleveland Browns traded for, it was a blockbuster trade to acquire former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson for an NFL and a sports record $250 million with, I believe, $230 million guaranteed. Plus they traded away their first round draft picks. I think the next 3 years, something like that.
Oh my God, are you serious? I didn't know that part.
Yeah, and like the fourth round, something like that. So it was a lot of draft picks, and go ahead.
Go
So
ahead. No, finish the introduction here.
I did
And
not know that part.
if you're familiar at all with the story, you also know that Deshaun Watson has 22 civil lawsuits open where he allegedly requested sexual favors from masseuses. So the second that they announced that criminal charges were not going to be filed, that's when teams started calling. So Cleveland called, New Orleans, Atlanta, and
now I don't know much about
Carolina.
the guy, Brian. Is he worth it? Is he worth what we gave up for him?
If you're talking that
Tom Brady's not worth your next 3 first. Actually,
Right.
for the
Well,
Browns, he might be.
Yeah.
Because they're going to
No,
fuck him up anyway. So
No,
From
Tom
his-
Brady is fucking worth it.
from an available, you got to remember this is Aaron Rodgers re-signed with the Packers 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Russell Wilson was traded from the Seattle Seahawks to the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
So from an available talent perspective, he was clearly the best talent remaining, without a doubt.
Okay, but yes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, yes, all of those guys I could see giving up
And
all those draft picks and all
some
that
people-
money.
you-
Is
some
this
could
guy
argue that
worth?
he's better than Russell Wilson?
Is
I
he?
guess well,
Okay.
at this stage of their careers, now he didn't play at all last year. Deshaun Watson, because
Well,
he demanded
he
a
was busy
trade.
getting- He was busy getting hand jobs at rub and tug places.
Could be. So I guess
What
that remains to
happens-
be seen.
and maybe this is some me being naive here, but what happens if he's a pro football player? I understand that there's a good chance nothing will happen to him, but what if something
Correct.
happens to him? What if legally he is not able to play? The Browns have to pay this guy, right?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
giving him
Yeah, they-
$230 fucking million, no matter what. That's what's happening.
That's what they say. So they say that there is a risk the league could potentially suspend him. Although again, no criminal charges. There's civil lawsuits, and here's what's going to happen. Right, all these are going to go away. You just pay attention.
Oh yeah,
They're all going to
Yes.
be settled. They're all
absolutely.
going to have non-disclosure agreements. All that's going to blow over. All that's going to be fine, right? So now you're talking everything that you just asked is the guy worth it? So obviously there's people that are saying, well, Cleveland sold out on a guy with he's a questionable person. Because again, there's smoke, there's fire, right? There's something weird was happening.
Yeah, it's
there,
22 different people. That's not
Right.
I mean, and that's not. Look, even if it was one, you don't throw it out. It's even if it's
I
one,
agree.
you
I
don't
agree.
throw it away. But there's 20 fucking two.
But did hold on? Did all 22 say it was force, or was it? Okay, so in some of these senses, was he like busted in raids or whatnot, or found on books in these establishments, signing in or whatever? How was? I guess I'd have to do a little more research on. Again, I agree with you, Nick. Even if it's one, he should be gone. That's inexcusable for any time, anybody, or anything. But if it's like 20, what do you get, 22? So it's 21, and one person is once again accusation, and again, I don't want to seem insensitive, but we are in America. You are innocent until proven guilty, right?
That's right.
There's been plenty of people, especially sports stars, that go after money.
Sure.
And again, I'm not saying that that's what these accusers are doing by any means. I'm just saying, are they all in these establishments, these massage parlors?
I don't know. That's unclear. I don't know if they were all like in different places or they were clients. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to stop talking in this sense because, if it is like a dude just getting a rub and tug, that you get paid for, it's consensual, I'm all for it. But If he's, forcing shit and doing bad shit, I'm out. But I don't know enough about it to continue to make jokes or to whatever. So that's all I'm going to say for that until I read more or whatnot.
Okay, we'll talk more about it as the season progresses. But Dean, you are a huge in this group here.
Proponent of getting hand jobs at rub and tug places. Yes,
that's correct. And also, we also understand you're a huge Cleveland Browns fan. So, how do you feel if this guy takes the team to a level that Baker Mayfield just was not able to do? Are you going to be okay? Does it remain to be seen? How do you feel right now about this guy potentially winning for the Cleveland Browns?
That's rough. Because as heinous as it is, there have been many celebrities and athletes that do heinous things that look at Michael Jackson. I've always said that I'm able to disassociate the performer with the person. I can listen to a song and go, that's an amazing fucking song, and not go, holy shit, what he did, allegedly, I guess. I guess we have to say that.
Yep.
Allegedly, what he did to these kids are just, beyond heinous. So I've always liked to say that I can disassociate, businesses that, that say things about things that I don't agree with. Boycott them. No, if you make a good fucking burger or taco or chicken sandwich, I'm going to go there. I don't give a shit what your owner says. Unless he's making my meal and sprinkling on whatever, idiot dust he's doing, I don't give a shit. If you make a good burger or whatever, food, I'm going to go. But in this sense, it's like you said, it remains to be seen. I don't know if I can. I'm going to support my team.
Okay.
Either way. But it will be a little odd. The beginning question should have been how I feel about that they let Baker Mayfield go. I am incensed about that. That's absurd. He wasn't given a chance. What he brought this team from where they were is insane. And the fact that he was put up with such amazing odds at that time, given COVID and coaching and all of it. And he did this for us. And then we treat him like this? No, fuck that.
Yeah, I think he was the first, if I read correctly, he was the first, or at least one of the very, very few first-round draft picks that had like 4 different coaches in 4 years or something crazy stupid like that.
Right.
It's very hard to get any type of consistency in any culture and anything with your rotating coaches out. Like
it's insane. Browns.
Well, the Rams won a Super Bowl, cashing in their future. They figure is a short window of time to win now. They have the strong running game and defense and everything else, and they figure we're a quarterback away. At least that's what they're gambling on, and I guess we'll see. But certainly they've alienated some fans. I know that.
Well,
sure.
That's the thing is, I know that, your primary audience for the NFL, when you do something like this, it makes everybody look so bad. It makes the league look bad that they're allowing things like this to go on. It makes the team look bad. It makes this decision. Everybody involved. And then what does that say to your fan? Like I was going to say, I know that the primary target audience of football fans are probably, adult men. But there are tons of women fans, tons of female fans. What does that say to your female fans? My wife is a massive Cleveland Browns fan. She's like, I can't root for them as long as he's on this team. I'm not rooting for that team.
I said the same thing.
Up. How can you do that? How can you alienate that section of your fan base? And again, I hate this, but it's not a shocker. The NFL does this stupid shit all the time because that's what Brian's making money.
Money.
It can't be money though. They're going to lose money by if you're going to lose money by losing fans, and
But what are the Browns doing by taking a gamble, knowing what this guy's got going on, the stuff that he's done or allegedly done, whatever, but accused by 22 different women, allegedly. Yep. The stuff that this guy's been involved with, they're throwing all this money at him. Why? And like, make no mistake,
what do they see? What do they know that we don't?
But what does winning equate to them? Money.
They
don't give a shit about winning. They care about what winning brings them.
I barely heard of this guy. I thought he was another guy that did some shitty things. So
I had heard this guy's name before, but I didn't know all the stuff that was going on with him. I just knew it was a big deal because, they were moving on from Baker Mayfield and he requested a trade, or that's how it started. They were eyeing Deshaun Jackson. Baker Mayfield asked for a trade, and then everything just ramped up from there. But yeah, I mean, it's insane. I hope they lose every game 42-0. It's just insane. I will give the Browns credit that they are at least consistent in the fact that it doesn't matter whether they're on the field or off. They are fully committed to being a joke in any regard. This is one of the most terribly run professional sports franchises in any pro sport for, just as far as the length of time, it is insane to me.
Nothing wants me to be mad at you right now. Like, I want to be mad. No, that's why I'm not mad at you.
Watching the Cleveland Browns.
No,
you love them.
No, over the past couple of years with Baker, it was fun. A lot of the times, it was fun. We went to the playoffs. We beat the fucking Steelers to get into the playoffs with Baker. Right. Come on.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
We beat them in the playoffs.
Right. They beat him twice. They beat him get in, and then next week they beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I love listening to the podcast. PTI, part of the interruption at ESPN.
Oh, I thought you meant this one. Oh, sorry.
Well, this one's good. I do listen. I'm actually, of the three of us, I'm probably the only one that listens to it every week.
I was going to say,
is it good? I've never listened.
Times, yeah.
I hear that Dean fella's an asshole. So that's why I don't listen.
But they have a saying on there that the answer to all your questions is money. So that's the answer here as well. They're
like in politics, follow the money.
Yeah.
And I will give you, sports is a business. It is a business. It is about money. These guys, I mean, is there an element to some of these owners as far as ties to the team and the community? Maybe. Yeah, maybe they do care a little bit. Maybe some of them love their team. Maybe the majority of it is all about money. And that's
sure.
Across the board. I don't care what sport, what team, it's always an element. I don't know about you guys, and I'm not setting anybody up I'm not passing judgment or anything like that, but for me, I can firmly say it. The diehard Maple Leafs fan, as much as I gush over Austin Matthews, if I found out that he had done something like that, I would not be able to root for this team. I would not root for that team until that player is gone. Just for me, and again, it's not. Because sports is such an emotional thing for me that, like, win, lose, or tie, even if your team sucks, I can at least take some solace in knowing
you can respect them.
I like to think that the guys on the ice or the field or the court or whatever have you, I can root for them because they're decent humans and I want them to succeed and they're for my team and it's a thing and they're people that you could get behind. And I'm not saying everybody has to agree on every little thing across the board or whatever, but something like that is just a zero tolerance thing. Something like that, no, fuck off.
All right. Impassioned opinions.
Impassioned.
What? I tell you what, keep an eye out for the number of national televised games that Cleveland gets now versus what they were going to get probably coming into the season. It's probably going to be a lot more. So we'll see. So we're going to
I want Baker to go to a team and at least beat us once.
Well, he won't even start. He won't even start anymore. Maybe Carolina.
That sucks.
Maybe.
Fucking sucks.
Yep. All right. Well, it's fourth and 10. We've got the 2-minute warning, guys. We're going to take a short break here.
Do you think we can go ahead and, I don't know, because we've all been brought down by the subject. Can we listen to like a soothing, amazing voice in a commercial that could really help us feel better about ourselves?
Yes, absolutely. If you're listening on podcast, you will get that very thing. Ask and ye shall receive.
Thank you.
So we will be right back
Boo.
After this soothing message,
I'm booing for us
We're gonna-
coming back. Boo.
we're going to switch over to baseball.
Yo, Ray. All right. Come on in 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, 1.
Well, welcome back, fans. We hope you all got a nice stretch in there in the 7th inning. We're back here for the final episode ever of Convincing Idiots.
What
This
happened?
is it.
We
Ladies and
didn't know,
gentlemen,
but all right.
this is the last time we'll ever see these three together again. Now, stepping up to bat, the one, the only, the Podlander, Mr. Brian Fishnet Fisher.
I wanted to give the crowd sound, but fucking
Did you say-
Poppy.
Is it Fishnet?
Fishnet.
So, Fishnet Fisher, what are we talking about today?
So we're going to do our another idiot Mount Rushmore of baseball movies.
On our
To
final
celeb-
episode ever of Convincing Idiots.
That's it. That's right.
We had 3 strikes,
Yep.
and we fucking swung every time.
Finally, when you hit
Yep.
47 strikes, you got to shut it down. I mean, enough's enough.
True.
That's right. And then the final segment, we're going to tell each other what we really think about each other. And that's it. Walking right in. Yeah, so we're just going to talk
You
about
guys
that.
like
and then,
erections.
and then we'll combine our movies and put them up on another idiot Mount Rushmore. And we do 5 instead of 4 because it's an idiot Mount
We're-
Rushmore. We do whatever the hell
And
we
we're
want.
idiots.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
That's right.
So now, can we start? Whose list is starting out?
I think Brian's should. I have no reason or fucking rhyme for that, but you asked the question, nobody was answering, so I thought
And now, stepping up to the plate with his own Convincing Idiots baseball Mount Rushmore, riding in on his very own electric scooter from RPM Bike Shop because he is 68 years old. We have Brian Fisher is sporting an electric bicycle because he has to. It is from our friends at RPM Bike Shop, ladies and gentlemen. RPM Bike Shop, if you have not heard, is located in Carrollton, Ohio. Beautiful Carrollton, Ohio. You can reach them to get your very own electric bike by visiting their Facebook page or dialing 330-808-7792 today.
Not
Don't
bad.
strike out on an incredible opportunity, fans, to get your very own electric bike from RPM Bike Shops.
That's solid.
So now that you've
Very-
wheeled your
very
ass in
solid.
here, what's your Mount
All right.
Rushmore?
All right. All right. So my
you're a mean
5
boy, you know that, right?
5 baseball movies of all time. So number 5, not my personal favorite. I know this is one of Dean's favorite movies, period. From 1989.
Oh, that's how you did yours?
What's that?
Oh, you did like what you think the Mount Rushmore, not your Mount Rushmore's favorite. I mean,
No,
each to each his own. Okay.
This
Okay.
is, honestly, I looked at all these baseball list movies, and I realized that I have not seen a lot of these movies
Okay.
over time. I just haven't gotten around to them. Baseball's not. I don't have a huge passion for it like some people do. I'm kind of a fringe fan. I do enjoy it every so often, but there's a lot of baseball movies out there that I'm sure are
They
quite
told him,
good
they
that
said, join the game. There's a bunch of balls.
That's right.
I'm in.
So these are 5 movies I definitely have seen that I would say, okay. I mean, this is from a top 5 baseball movie for me.
Okay.
Yes, here we go. Right. So I do have Field of Dreams on here. like I said, part of the
Boom.
reason is I just haven't, like I said, I haven't seen tons of movies, and
You don't have to. That one's the best.
well, and it's just it is certainly a pop culture icon. I mean, Major League Baseball, for Christ's sakes, built a actual half stadium in the same cornfield that the movie was held at, and last season it was quite extraordinary where they had the players run through the cornfield onto the field and the whole thing. So that was pretty cool. And they had Kevin Costner there to announce and to kind of kick it all off and all that. So that was pretty cool. So, so just an overall iconic movie. And, you know, it does make you reflect on as a boy with your dad, if you know the whole playing catch thing. I mean, that's definitely a father and son.
If you
moment.
don't, like, as a man, get at least deep down inside emotional, little back of your eye, tear duct shit going on when he goes.
They call that crying, Dean.
No, I'm not. No. I say that because I don't mean like full blown tears. I'm saying kind of welling up. If you don't well up,
it's
when
still
he's
crying.
when at the end, and he's like, "Dad, want to catch?" Every time, man. That hits you in the field.
That's nice. And a guy, I lost my dad, it'll be 10 years ago this year already. So it does make you reflect on all that stuff. So, okay, 1976, The Bad News Bears, the original Bad News Bears movie, Walter Matthau. They did a remake.
Dean's doppelganger.
Walter Matthau, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Except
okay.
Walter Matthau looked younger.
Yeah, we'll never understand it.
Walter Matthau looked younger than Dean, though, somehow. But
all right, yeah.
So spry and youthful. Walter Matthau.
I hope to achieve that someday.
Not the remake with Billy Bob Thornton. That was mediocre at best.
I've seen that one.
Kind of like Nick.
Yeah, that's so. The funniest thing about that movie was the lady was interviewing Billy Bob Thornton. We need someone with enthusiasm, and he's like, "I got enthusiasm flying out of my ass." Other than that, rest of the movie was downhill. But that's all right. But you don't need to see it. The original is the best. So it's if you know the story at all, it's like a ragtag group of little leaguers coached by basically an alcoholic coach drinking beer in front of the kids, the whole thing, and they pull it together to compete in the Little League World Series.
If I went ahead and accepted a coaching position.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be very like Walter Matthau.
Yeah,
you'll look like him. Same mannerisms.
Fulfill your destiny, Dean. Fulfill your destiny.
That's right.
So drinking, because I hate children, but still.
Yeah,
I like
drinking heavily just in front of your own children. You could drink heavily in front of other people's children.
This is a good, this is a good plan.
Your dad's drunk. Duh. Anyway.
Yeah. Let me know when he's not. That's more impressive.
He always is. Look at my crossed eyes.
Yeah. When is he not drinking? When he's sleeping. From drinking. 1992, A League of Their Own. So easily one of my favorite baseball movies. Tom Hanks is this is a true story. We don't know the story, but during, I think it was World War II, while a lot of the guys were off serving, they literally had, what's that?
Civil War.
It was not the Civil War.
I studied history. I think I would know.
But they actually had a women's professional baseball league to entertain baseball fans, and it was pretty popular back in its time. But Gina Davis is terrific in this movie. Tom Hanks is the coach. There's no crying at baseball. Just a great movie. If for some reason you have not seen
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell was terrific in it as well.
Ridiculous cast.
Right. It really was. So thoroughly entertaining, great movie.
And directed by the great Penny Marshall.
Yes, that's right. The late, great Penny Marshall. You're right. Another one with Kevin. He's in a lot of baseball movies.
He knows.
Go ahead.
No, I just agreeing with you. Yes, he's been in a lot of baseball movies.
Yeah. 1988 Bull Durham, about the minor league baseball team, the Durham Bulls. Kevin Costner plays a veteran who made it to the show, and now he's back down in the minors, and he's coaching Tim Robbins, who's an up and comer pitcher. Again, just a terrific, just the whole interaction.
Susan
with Kevin.
Sarandon,
Yes,
looking
Is his name-
at her fucking
Yes.
finest.
Is his
Yes.
name Bull Durham and he plays for the Durham Bulls?
No.
No,
Why is it called Bull Durham if it's the Durham Bulls?
it's just a play on the team name, I guess.
It just sounds like they reversed it.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
But
We
just
have no
the whole-
explanation. It's just
The whole
Yeah.
interactions, the veteran guy and the young kid, he's a mentor. The
Bull
interactions
Durham
they
is
have
the
on
mentor?
no. There's no buddy by the name of Bull Durham.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
The team, the Durham
Just
Bulls.
just make it easy, Dean. So Bull Durham plays for the Durham Bulls.
Have you ever
is on
spent
the
a night
mound.
with Nick? It's very easy.
But yeah, the whole interactions of them on the mound and him coaching him how to pitch, and it's just terrific. And my number one baseball movie of all time, one of my favorite comedies of all time, actually, 1989 Major League. This movie, again, we're in the Northeast Ohio area. If you listen to the show at all, you know this already. But so the Cleveland Indians. They made this movie in '89. At that point, the Indians have been terrible for many, many years. This is before the big run in the '90s when they actually went to the World Series. So, at this movie, I would venture to guess many Cleveland Indians baseball fans watch this movie every season to prepare for the new baseball season. This movie is the symbol of baseball. It may be sports, but definitely baseball optimism in the Northeast Ohio area, because it's
And insanely quotable.
It really is. So it just tells the story of the Cleveland Indians who, in this particular movie, I mean, again, if you've seen it, but if
you watch a Major League Baseball game, I guarantee you at least one time, one of the announcers will say, just a bit outside.
Absolutely. So
Bob Uecker in that was fucking amazing.
Bob Uecker as Harry Doyle, the announcer, like you say, is terrific. It's terrific. So, you can't say that on the radio. Nobody's listening anyway.
Who gives a shit? Nobody's listening anyways.
Yeah. So, like you say,
That sounds
insanely
like
quotable.
Right.
That's right. That's right. No one's listening, but insanely quotable. If you go to a Cleveland Indians baseball game, and now I guess a Cleveland Guardians baseball game, virtually every game I've been for years, somebody in the stands, including myself, may have a Major League jersey on, wearing as one of the characters from that movie. I happen to have the Charlie Sheen Wild Thing jersey in that same era with the number 99.
I want to go obscure, or not obscure, but I want to get Corbin Burnsen's jersey. Or Harris. That'd be fun.
Sure. I've seen a Serrano jersey before.
I've seen a lot of Serranos.
Yep.
You telling me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
That's right. Jesus. I like him very much. Yeah. Anyway,
but he no help with. All right, I can honestly go on. I can literally. It's one of the only. I mean, but a lot of people say it of like, oh, I could recite every word of that. That is one movie I could literally recite top to back. It's like a song to me.
Yeah,
I can do it front to back.
Yep. So I've seen that movie 100 times. Every time I watch it, the scene, the baseball game, all the drama, still gets me excited.
I see it.
Yeah, still gets me excited. So that's what I got. That's my 5. Field of Dreams, Bad News Bears, League of Their Own, Bull Durham, of the Durham Bulls, and Major League.
That's a good list, Brian. That is a very, very good list.
Well, Dean, what do you got? I'm sure we have some overlap. We go to Nick next. Go to Nick.
Yeah, let's go Nick.
Yeah, mine's gonna.
Yep.
Mine's gonna be.
We haven't heard Nick in a minute, so. Besides trying to question what the fuck Bull Durham was.
I've seen not a single one of Brian's movies, not one. When we came into this podcast,
are you fucking serious?
when we came into this podcast, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen 5 baseball movies.
Yeah.
And I was actually, upon researching and like, here's the when I'm thinking, I go, okay. I remember a lot of Disney kids movies and things like that.
You've never
maybe had
seen
baseball.
or you've never seen Major League, honestly.
No.
We are I know we've joked about it and we've said this, that, and the other.
That's the one with
that's the one
with the glasses guy, the guy with the glasses and the
Charlie Sheen.
That is
Right.
our next
Wild
watch
thing.
along. I don't care if we film it or present it. Anyways, that is our next watch. The 3 of us are going to sit down and you're going to watch Major League. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. We're getting chloroform rag, get Nick out of the house, or we're gonna barge into his house. And
The real-
chloroform him and wake
Have you
up.
told
and we'll be
Robin
there.
this? I'm sure Robin's going to be all on board to get you to do this because she's a fan too, if I'm not mistaken.
The one that I just saw because of her a couple years ago, she was like, "That's the only one you need anyway." So, and I'll tell you when that one comes up.
Okay.
But we
if it's Fever Pitch, I'm going to be pissed.
no, but I have seen Fever Pitch. I have seen Fever Pitch. That was one of the ones that I was like, "That's on there." No, the one that I had to bump from my list that I initially thought of was have you guys ever seen A Night in King Arthur's Court?
It does sound familiar.
It's
Well,
not how's that a baseball movie?
Because the kid's little league baseball, he's on the baseball team and he gets sucked back into the medieval times, but he's in his baseball stuff. He gets sucked right out of the dugout. Yeah.
Okay.
A night, and they were called the Knights. It's fun. It's a play on words. See, that makes sense. Unlike Bull Durham and Durham.
I was watching a movie, and the old man in the background was watching professional wrestling on the TV. In the background, does not make it a professional wrestling movie.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's baseball. Look, man, I was trying anything I could to find a baseball movie that I thought.
Fair enough.
What's the next one?
Okay, but that's not my Mount Rushmore. I bumped that.
Okay.
So my Mount Rushmore is as follows. I was just saying that's a movie I've seen. Okay, here we go. I know you guys have seen this. Angels in the Outfield. I've seen Angels in the Outfield. Disney classic. Spawn, the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles or whatever the hell they are now.
That's right.
I couldn't tell you much about it other than there's angels and they're in the outfield, and I remember.
No, that's the symbol. When at the end when they bleed, the whole crowd started doing it.
Yes. So Angels in the Outfield, this is a Disney movie, and then there you go. Rookie of the Year is the one that I was like, I just saw that a couple of years ago because Robin made me watch it, and I was like, I've seen Rookie of the Year, and she's like, that's the one you need anyway. So Rookie of the Year, and I did. I enjoyed Rookie of the Year. It was a fun little movie.
Daniel Stern's pretty good in that. Daniel Stern from Home Alone, one of the Wet Bandits.
I don't.
Okay. Anyways.
Sure.
Right.
Yes.
Getting fucking nothing here.
One that I am excited to say that I probably over the years have seen in its entirety, and is probably widely considered a classic. It's The Sandlot. The Sandlot is a baseball movie. Yes,
absolutely.
We can all agree The Sandlot is a baseball movie. I have seen The Sandlot, so I'll put that one on there as well. Also, these next two are pretty recent. Moneyball, I really liked a lot.
That's a good movie.
It was it was just a really well done movie.
Yep.
Really highlights the analytical side of sports in general, but obviously baseball in this case. So based on true story, all that good stuff. And then definitely my favorite movie, and is unquestionably a baseball movie, but the biopic of Jackie Robinson, 42. Was a very good movie.
I honestly did not
Chadwick
think we had
Boseman.
the same thing.
That was really good. So yeah, great movie. So there you go. That is my Mount Rushmore. As far as being great movies, I'd say probably. Well, I don't know. They're fine. I don't know that Angels in the Outfield.
42 is a great movie.
42 is a great movie. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, name me a Chadwick Boseman movie that wasn't great. Honestly.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Okay. I mean, not a bad list. Honestly,
for
was
really struggling to think of baseball movies, I was like, once I got on the internet and Googled baseball movies and was looking through, I'm like, okay, I've seen more than I think. But initially, I had like 3 coming to mind, and I was like, I don't know that I can fill out a whole list. But yeah, so there we go.
All right. So my list, in no particular order, Major League. Once again, the most quotable one of the most quotable movies I know it front to back. The thing for that movie is I hopefully watch it 2 times a year. I will watch it on opening day and then the first game of the playoffs. So hopefully 2, but definitely once a year I will watch it. Even if it's sitting on a tiny screen next to me as I'm working, I will watch it. It will be playing in my presence at least once a year. So that's 1989, directed by David Ward, Charlie Sheen. I did a whole thing research, so I'm going to read it as I did it. So because I did some work here, not a lot, but some.
Brian Fishnet Fisher does work, sir. What you do is doodle. Brian Fishnet Fisher does work.
I'm about to doodle over your face and back. Okay. Number 2, again, agreeing with Brian, my top 5 favorite movies of all time, Field of Dreams, 1989, directed by Phil Alden Robinson. Come on.
That one's about, there's angels in that one too, right? In the outfield? And they're dead people in that?
In a way,
Technically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have Kevin
like
Costner,
ghosts or something? Okay.
James Earl Jones, and Ray Liotta. Need you say more? I mean, cast is amazing. There's some cheesy lines in it, but it's still such a feel-good movie. And then the next one, The Natural, 1984. Barry Levinson directed, Robert Redford, Robert Duvall, and Glenn Close. Might be just like, given Rotten Tomatoes or critics or stuff, might be the best baseball movie critically.
That's Allie, my girl. That's her favorite movie right there.
There you go.
I bought that for her a while ago as a gift.
Favorite of all? Yep. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's
nice.
So it's her jingle all the way.
One of us. It's at least one of her favorite of all time, at the very least. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then 1940 again. My next one. Very surprised that Nick and I had one on the same one, but 42. From 2013, directed by Brian Helgeland, Chadwick Boseman, Harrison Ford, Christopher Maloney. Cast is amazing, written perfectly. The story, obviously, beautiful, heart-wrenching, but yet overcome, triumphant. Yep, there you go. And then my 5th one, I have 8 Men Out, 1988. Directed by John Sayles, John Cusack, Christopher Lloyd, and Charlie Sheen, about Shoeless Joe Jackson, who, if you're following along, is the ghost in Field of Dreams, but this is the current, so to speak, story of why Shoeless Joe Jackson and the 8 other players from the Chicago White Sox from like 1901 or 1902 or whatever. I know I have the date wrong, but why they were kicked out of baseball.
Where was it? Because he didn't have shoes on. Because he didn't have shoes on.
Nope.
No shoes, no service, no baseball.
No, that's not how that. No. They.
Charlie Sheen didn't have the sleeves, Nick,
right,
in his jersey.
Okay, so he wasn't allowed to play baseball either.
And he had the weird haircut.
They asked him where he played last, and he said California Penal. So
yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, 8 Men Out. It's a fun. It gives you the nostalgia of like early turn of the century baseball and the feel of it, and it's an interesting story altogether. So that is my Mount Rushmore.
Okay. All right. So what's on the combined list here, guys? What do we got here? Is the
A Night in King Arthur's Court?
Idiots? No.
Okay.
Fever Pitch.
Oh, can I
Billy Bob Thornton Bad News Bears?
That would definitely be up there.
The Billy Bob Thornton one?
No. Can I give you a little bit of trivia that I looked where I knew it, but I looked up some of the details.
Is it correct?
Yes. Do you guys remember back in 2013 or 2014? I'm sorry. It was called $1 Million Arm, released by Disney, starring John Hamm.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Where he's a sports scout or baseball scout, and he's kind of down in his luck, down in his career. So he goes to India to see if he can find something new, something. And this is based on a true story.
Is that the trivia? Do you know this movie? Yes.
Yeah. Well, no. But the fun part is the true story part of it. Because this guy actually did go to India and he signed these two guys who won like some sort of contest, and one of them played for the Pirates in the minor league and stuff. But one of the characters, one of the main characters that got signed by John Hamm, his name was Ring Fu Singh. And he is now a WWF superstar, WWE superstar.
Huh. How about that?
He dropped out of baseball, once it, didn't get out of the minors or whatnot. And he's now wrestling as WWE superstar Veer. So that's a fun little trivia thing about baseball and movies.
Nifty.
Yeah, how about that?
And it's also going to prelude into what is next week is our wrestling podcast. Is it next week, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
All right. One of the next 2 weeks, because we have a special guest hopefully on. So.
Am I supposed to do something? Am I supposed to do something?
Do you mean Nick or Brian? Brian does the scheduling and the editing and the fishnets.
He does a lot of fishnets. Damn, he does fishnets. Anyways, let's see what we did it together. I think Major League and Field of Dreams, Brian and I agreed with. 42, Nick and I agreed with. I don't think you did. I don't think you two agree with anything.
I've never seen any of Brian's movies.
We didn't overlap.
I don't disagree with Brian. I've just never seen his movie.
Mm-hmm. Those are solid ones. So Major League, Field of Dreams, 42. I think those are solid movies. Like you said, Jackie Robinson stories. You just got to have that anyways for any type of baseball history at all. It's got to be included. So
now, could we add a movie that none of us even said and go? Have any of you watched Ken Burns documentaries?
I've not watched that
in general.
No. I put it down as a documentary if we got into that subject, but that's like a 19-hour
If you ever get a chance,
thing.
It is amazing. I've watched all of it twice.
Okay. What is it?
It's just called Baseball by Ken Burns. He's done Civil War. He's done Prohibition. He's done World War II, Vietnam. He's done a whole lot of stuff about history and stuff. But baseball was one of his first, and it's a fantastic documentary.
I think it's streaming for free. I think I saw it on the MLB site.
Yes.
I think, but it is out there for free.
Or PBS site too.
Okay.
The PBS site.
Yeah, he did. He finished it, and then he went back a few years later and recut it to add the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, because it ended with like the lockout type thing, and it's kind of shitty way to end it, but that's where we were. But then when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire did the home run thing, he came back and reshot a bunch, or recovered a lot of stuff and added like a half hour or something on the end of it. But yeah, Ken Burns' documentary of baseball it's top notch. I mean, as documentaries go.
Keep the Mount Rushmore to movies, but certainly that's a worthwhile one. It sounds like to watch.
Okay,
so we got three.
We'll put the second Bad News Bears on there
in place of
Bob Thornton.
William Robert. You put some respect on his name. William Robert Thornton.
I'm going to make an argument for League of Their Own.
You won't get an argument from me. I think
it's just telling a different part of baseball. It's very unique that you had a women's professional league, and like I said, like you said, the cast was terrific. And Tom Hanks, right before he took off as a major movie star, this is definitely a movie that helped propel him, without a doubt. So, rock solid. You can also argue about Bull Durham for me, frankly, just because the whole minor league feel and the interactions. I would just terrific.
I would put on the argument of The Natural, given just the critical acclaim of it.
Fair enough.
and a lot of people's opinions of it. I mean, it's Robert Redford. Come on.
Yeah, it is a spectacle. The whole scene when he hits the home
And
run
Glenn-
and blows up the lights and all that stuff. And,
Such an iconic scene.
yeah.
Just amazing.
Okay.
Well shot, and yeah. I agree.
You won't get an argument from me. So, all right. So, do you have any of these other ones fit the bill, or one of the ones that has more of the little league or the kids theme is up on the mount? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like most of Nick's, suggestions, it's very kid oriented, Disney type.
It's what I enjoy. They're the best movies. What can I say?
Have you guys seen this movie called Fantasia? It's amazing.
It's a classic.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mickey Mouse and a wizard's hat. What else do you
That's
want?
right. It's not the
Fucking
lake.
movie. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I
Fucking
was
Robert
hoping for
Redford.
All
All right. So what's our
I'll
fifth?
fuck Robert Redford.
What's
And I'm
what's our
hoping for
fifth?
Brian in a wizard hat.
Sure. That's right. What's our fifth one here, guys? What do you think?
I tell you, I will. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give you Bull Durham. Let's do it. Bull Durham is our fifth on our Mount Rushmore.
I'm gonna get me a Bull Durham jersey. I'm gonna get a jersey that says Durham on the back and whatever.
Actually,
number
the
he was.
jerseys were kind of cool.
Oh, were they?
Like
Yeah.
the label, if you got like a hat, they were. It was
is.
cool.
It is an actual minor league.
Yeah, you can
team.
get it. Mm-hmm.
What about the player though? Is there a guy named Bull Durham?
You probably get. I bet
There-
there's a jersey that says Durham on the back.
I hope
of
there's a
Bull
professional
Durham.
wrestler.
Durham Bulls. Yeah.
Is there
Now
a name
coming
Bull
to the
Durham?
ring, Bull Durham.
It sounds like it could be a guy's name.
It could be a guy's
Sure.
name,
Yeah.
Might be on the wrestling show, which is maybe next week, maybe next
or the week after.
maybe next month. We're not really
One
sure.
of the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
I just
All right,
showed
so
up this week. Can't you be happy with that? Well, you got to ask me about scheduling shit. Like I know what's going on.
It's a fair
Come on.
point. All right, so our convincing idiot Mount Rushmore of baseball movies. We got
Mhm.
Bull Durham.
Mm-hmm.
We got The Natural.
Nope.
We got no.
No. You
Bull
said,
Durham replaced the Natural. All right, so
Oh.
I have it here.
Go ahead.
All right, so
All right,
number
go ahead.
one, we have Major League,
Mhm.
Field of Dreams, 42,
Yep.
League of Their Own, and Bull Durham.
Oh, you gave me. Oh, League of Their Own replaces The
Yeah.
Natural. Mm.
No, League of Their Own. We actually that didn't even replace anything. You suggested it, and then we
Okay.
all agreed.
what two
Okay.
are you between right now?
The last two we were between was the Natural and Bull Durham,
Oh, okay.
which all this means nothing but.
Yeah. I don't know. I would
It's
say
no. Our Mount Rushmores are pretty critically acclaimed in and of themselves.
They are. They're
Okay.
a hot commodity in Germany,
Yeah, that's right.
and
I
I think
I
Russia
apologize.
Russia now as well. You know, I
Yeah.
would say just it. Bull Durham is terrific, but I'd say maybe just for the sheer, it's just the Natural. You get one of. We don't need Kevin Costner up there twice. How about that?
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's-
Okay.
So you got the Natural because then you have the classic baseball. And it's a nice era there. You got you got the 80s era.
Sure.
You got certainly the more classic women. You got the unique women's one. You got the classic men's, and then you got the feel good cornfield. You give him, he can have that one.
I think we covered it all, gentlemen.
How about that?
If I've
All right.
got my fucking
That sounds
glasses
like a good list to me. That's a
Mm-hmm.
And
a
an
list
honorable
of
mention.
movies.
One honorable mention here is it's not really
Sure.
a full baseball movie, but to me, one of the funniest scenes or portions, I should say, not even a scene, a portion of any movie of any is the Naked Gun. The whole baseball
Yes.
segment of that movie is just
I must
absolutely
kill
terrific.
The
From
Queen.
yeah,
I must kill the Queen.
that whole thing is just it makes me laugh every time I watch it.
Rico Palazzo. Rico Palazzo.
Yeah, just they really take they just over the top making fun
Yes.
of baseball. I love when the ushers
How
are coming.
about that?
That's right. When the ushers are coming down with the Queen, and it's clearly the Queen's seats, like the whole
Right.
fancy seats, and the two
Like a
guys
whole
are sitting there in the
family with
seat, feet up on the thing, smoking
Eating
and drinking. And
popcorns.
Usher has to kick the guys out. Clearly, the Queen's. It just from that moment, it's just just awesome. If you like baseball at all, if you've not seen The Naked Gun, or you haven't seen it in a long time, go back and rewatch that. If you're a baseball,
What is this?
fan.
Some
It's
sort of
just
bust?
terrific.
Yes.
Yes.
That's very
It's
impressive.
very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, just a great movie. Okay. Any other baseball content you want to
Nick,
mention?
are you frozen or you have no clue what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I could have taken this week off too, probably.
No, we would have missed you.
Shit. I could have. Damn.
I did note a couple other
too.
things real fast. You already mentioned the baseball documentary, Dean. So there is another documentary on Netflix. True story, the Battered Bastards
of Baseball. Yep.
2014.
I watched it.
It's a true story of a guy that puts together a minor league baseball team and hires in like kind of ex players that are sort of down on their luck a little bit. They build up it's actually Kurt Russell's father.
Yes.
His actual father did this.
Yes.
And Kurt Russell played on that team, I think, when he was young.
Yeah, younger.
But, yeah, just a terrific story. And again, it's a guy that was like, screw everybody. We're going to put this team together. And he wanted to compete with that's what it was. He was competing with the actual minor league teams of major league affiliates. And he was beating them. And they didn't like it. And they wound up eventually getting rid of him, but he had a run there for a while where he just kind of flipped them the bird and did it his own way, and a lot of fun. It's a very interesting documentary, Battered Bastards of Baseball from 2014. And a very funny television show, I know you were a fan of, was Brockmire, 2017.
Oh, yes.
2017 to 2020. Hank Azaria.
That show was awesome.
You can find this on Hulu. It was an IFC, I think, show, but I think it's on Hulu.
It's
Hank Azaria
amazing.
he's an alcoholic
Nick,
ex-baseball
you watch that,
announcer.
right?
No.
Nick, you need to.
Yeah.
I tell you, you get hooked. That is your show.
Yeah.
Because
that
it's not about baseball. Like, he's an announcer. Like, literally, there's no.
Right.
I mean, I guess there's a couple scenes here and there,
There's some.
baseball, but it's about this loser, and was a degenerate and fucking everything moves and drugs and alcohol. It's so funny.
I love Hank Azaria. That guy can really do no wrong.
You really should.
Yeah.
I that's actually let's rewind all of this and go recommendations. That is my recommendation for you, Nick, is Brockmire.
Gotcha. Okay.
Watch the first episode, the pilot, and you're hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you did call to my attention which it made me think of my favorite baseball content ever, as far as TVs or movie, was the TV show Eastbound and Down. I love Eastbound and Down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Danny McBride on HBO. I think there was 3 seasons initially, and then it went away and came back for a 4th, and then was done. But fuck, I love Eastbound and Down. Kenny Powers.
Good.
Kenny fucking Powers. Yeah.
Like was it the bat fight with him?
Yeah, with
Will Ferrell?
Craig. Yes, right. The one at the car dealership. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So absurd.
Yeah, it was great. And what's his face? Craig Robinson was his like arch nemesis in baseball. And then after they retired, they meet up again. One being at Will Ferrell's character's dealership, and he makes appearances throughout. But he's awesome too. He's another one. I'll watch anything that he's in.
Good call.
Yeah, baseball.
See, you know baseball.
Go ahead.
I know baseball stuff.
Baseball themed movies and content to me is, I don't know, it's a heck of a lot more entertaining than the actual game itself. That's just me. I don't know.
That's the problem they're having.
Yeah. So I can't say the same for. I mean, football themed movies are fun. Basketball themes is also fun, but also the actual game is still.
Are there enough
fairly entertaining?
Are there enough movies to do a basketball episode?
That's a great.
I'd say so.
Is
there
there?
High school, college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. There's definitely movies out there. There's a lot. We could do that on another episode. Maybe for the basketball playoffs or something.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to watch some basketball movies because I don't know of any. I know of like 3, and I've never seen them.
Hoosiers. Hoosiers is a big one.
Sure.
I saw that when I was younger. I'd have to rewatch it to even remember what the fuck happened in it.
Yeah.
I know
And then
Gene
obviously
Hackman was in it.
Yep. And then of course you have the fish that saved Pittsburgh. I mean, what else do you want?
Pardon?
What else do you want? The fish
No,
that saved
the
Pittsburgh.
words before that.
with
Not pardon. I heard you say pardon.
starring the great Meadowlark Lemon and Julia Serving. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
Well, I get busy sometimes.
Jeez,
I
God.
miss some things.
All right, we'll come back and talk more basketball later. Okay, so this before we get into extra innings here, guys, why don't we?
Well,
Hey,
I just want to say that
Yep.
as we go next week, if you're listening, and I doubt you are, but next week, I did look at the schedule. Next week we are doing Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
All right.
Because WrestleMania is coming up, and we might or might not, hopefully we will, have a special guest to join us next week.
All right.
There you go.
Razor Ramon, right? We had him booked a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I regret to inform you,
I forgot.
Scott Hall died just recently, so
Oh,
he's
God.
not going to be able to make it.
That's a
He's
shame.
not. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so it's somebody
Rest in
else.
peace, bad guy.
That's right.
It's somebody else.
Razor's Edge is still one of the best finishing moves of all time.
Absolutely.
Razor's Edge is nasty. Nasty.
All right, so Nick, where can we be found, sir, to take us out of this baseball segment?
And
Wrestling, basketball, weird thing we've gotten into.
And-
But you
That's
should tell
right.
us, but you should get out of here with probably in a baseball announcer voice. You probably
All
should
right,
do it-
then,
the
folks.
thing. So I think that makes sense.
Well, baseball and convincing idiots fan, we have appreciated your presence here tonight, and just to show you our appreciation, we are sending you all out of the park this evening with recommendations to go to our very own Convincing Idiots link tree. Convincing Idiots fans, don't forget to go on your way out of the park tonight to Convincing Idiots, LINKTREE. There you will find links to see us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Our email address and website is also there, as well as where you can hear our lovely voices on all your favorite podcast platforms. Also, don't forget to stop by convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So, for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am your millennial, Nick.
I am the Sultan of Slut, Dean.
I'm Brian Gen X.
Have we convinced you to go to third base with us on another episode of Convincing Idiots?